Good morning, friends. So, in this lecture also, we would continue to discuss Shakespeare poem "Shall I Compare Thee?" As I told you earlier, this is one of the most famous sonnet of Shakespeare. Sonnet, you must know that I would explain in detail when we discuss literary terms. But in short, you can understand this that a sonnet is a poem which has 14 lines. So there is a limitation within 14 lines. The poet has to express his ideas, and this is the practice of Shakespeare that in the first part of the sonnet, which are 18 lines, which are you can say that 8 lines, sorry, 8 lines. He presents a thesis, he presents an idea uh, uh, that what he thinks about it. And in this poem, Shall I Compare Thee, he focuses upon the beauty of his friend, and in the first part he compares his friend's beauty with the summer's day. And we have discussed in detail that in English weather, the summer is the most soothing and pleasant time of the year. They enjoy it for it. And during this season, the sun shines very brightly in England. So that's why he compares his friend's beauty with the summer's day. But he corrects himself that the beauty of the summer's day is not permanent, because on many occasions the stormy winds disturb the peace of the weather, and the birds which are yet to blossom, they are not blossomed, they are not opened, and they are destroyed in the desert, in the garden, everywhere, anywhere. So this happens. So this is that's why I say that he brings the comparisons with nature. But even in nature, the things are not permanent; they are temporary. They and the changes keep on placing. There is because this is the law of nature that change take place after regular intervals. Not even in nature, but even in everything, even in the solid building, the change takes place. It disintegrates after some time. You see that the big forts, the palaces, they are also they lose their shine after some time. As we know that because in Rajasthan, particularly in Jaipur, we have so many forts, but there is a disintegration in them. Now, in the second part of the sonnet, Shakespeare focuses upon this fact that there is nothing permanent in the world. Even the heavenly bodies, like the sun, the moon, the stars, undergoes changes on specific times. But in contrast to worldly and heavenly bodies, his friend's beauty is eternal. Is eternal means is forever. Look at that, this fact, this comparison. That Shakespeare has compared his friend's beauty with the summer's day, but later on he corrects that the summer's beauty, the summer's day's beauty is not permanent. There is changes in it, but his friend beauty is eternal. And how it is eternal, he explains it. And he says that he will never lose, his friend's beauty will never lose brightness, and his friend's beauty and his brightness keep on shining forever. And he says that even death, which destroys everything, the death destroys everything. It is a basic fact. But even the death cannot harm, cannot bring any harm, any destroy to his friend's beauty. because how this happened, because he has appreciated his because he has written, he has described his friend's beauty in his poems, in his writings. And he says that his writings is eternal. The literature is eternal. Uh, it is read in every century, in every country, in everywhere. Look at this fact that this poem is written about 500 years ago. But today, mm, after a gap of so many kilometers, we are reading the Shakespeare poems and enjoying it. So the literature gives pleasure and joy in every country, in every. It is not limited in boundaries. Literature is enjoyed forever, and it is eternal. So there is a and there is as long as, therefore, as long as the human beings breath on this earth, human beings survive on this earth, and there is existence of mankind on this earth, his friend beauty would be remembered. It is his belief that literature should be read and it should give joy to people forever. It would be enjoyed till the day of judgment. Day of judgment is the last day. जैसे बोलते हैं क़यामत का दिन, when the doomsday would come. Till then, the literature would be read, and when the literature would be read, because his friend would also become eternal, because in those poems he has described the beauty of his friend. He has described his friends. In this way, the friends would be remembered till the end of the world. So there is nothing break. Even the death cannot stop his beauty or his, you can say that, the fame. So this is the lines, this is the concept which he wants to convey. But on this theme, he has written a beautiful poem that the summer's days are not so lovely and temperate as the beauty of his friend. And sometimes the rough winds do shake the darling birds of May, and summer lease has all too short a date, that even the summer's beauty is short-lived. And but in comparison, to nature and other things, his friend's beauty is forever. His friends would be remembered forever because he has described, he has, you can say, explained, he has appreciated his friend's beauty in his verses, in his poems. And until this word continues, his friend would be remembered forever. So, in this way, the poem is a beautiful poem, and we can say that it is a great homage, it is a great tribute to his friend that Shakespeare has paid such a handsome tribute to his friend. And we can imagine that how much he loves his friends, so that he has written such lines in praise of his friend. So I hope that we should love our friends in the same way as the Shakespeare has described in this poem. And this is the nature of true love. This love is not limited to the physical existence of the friend, because when you love someone, you must love the soul of that person. And the physical body decays or dies, but the soul remains forever. So in that method, in that way, the Shakespeare has treated his friend's beauty. So I hope that you enjoyed this poem, and keep reading, make recite the poems several times, and also listen my video that would explain the things to you. And there is nothing difficult words in that. Temperate, as I told you, that it is enduring and sustainable, and otherwise complexion dimmed. Complexion dim means the face become dim. The when the sun is clouded, the sun is covered with clouds, so his brightness is not comes out, is not visible. The complexion becoming it's and it is a gold complexion because of the color of the gold. The sun is associated with golden rays, and the moon shining is compared with silver. चांदी एंड सोने से कंपेयर करते हैं. So that is the way. So I hope that keep on enjoying the poem, and there is another poem of Shakespeare we will discuss in our next video. Thank you.